It's time once again for the FCS National Awards Show, where tonight, 8 FCS universities will be represented among our winners and top finalists as we acknowledge this season's National Award winners. The legacy of our award namesakes is simply legendary. Payton, Buchanan, Rice, and Robinson. And tonight's winners, they'll take their place in FCS football history. It's all coming up next on the FCS National Awards Show.
Hello everyone, and let me welcome you to the 2023 Stats Perform FCS National Awards Show. I'm your host this evening, Gary Reasons, and boy, it's been a fun season this year, and I'm looking forward to presenting all of these awards here, especially because of the great legacy of our namesakes. We have 5 legacy awards that we are going to present this evening, and it's going to be a tremendous evening. This is an evening that will be fun because we're going to put this on television for the 4th time now. This is our partnership with Bally Sports, and it'll air regionally across multiple networks. So when you go home, check it out. It'll be on multiple times throughout the week. For me, the connection to FCS, I think, is really pretty interesting. I'm a former FCS player. Had a very good career at Northwestern State, where I was a very, very proud Northwestern State Demon. Became a 3-time All-American at the subdivision level, the very first one since the subdivision split back in the late 1980s. Very, very proud moment for me and for the university, and went on to play in the National Football League and had a very, very good career with the New York Football Giants, winning a couple Super Bowl championships, and it's been a good, fun ride. When I stepped out of the game, I stepped into the broadcast booth. I became a college football TV analyst for Fox Sports, ABC Sports, ESPN. It's been a great long ride. So for every Saturday in the fall for the past 30 years, I've been on some college campus somewhere in this country broadcasting college football, and it's really been a pleasure for me to do. And so it's really one of those things where I kind of think of my journey and how it aligns with our namesakes. And when I think of the great Walter Payton, playing against Walter in the NFL, his legacy from Jackson State all the way into the NFL really was huge. Competing against the Chicago Bears and the New York Giants was really, really pretty cool in the mid-1980s. They won Super Bowl 20 in the 1985 season. We, the Giants, we won Super Bowl 21 right after that in Super Bowl 21. So, kind of a kinship there. But I tell you, Walter was one of those guys that he really was an elite runner, a guy who really knew how to navigate the field and really ran with power. So you kind of look at a Christian McCaffrey today, blended with the power and the running style of one of the top power running backs in the game, and that's kind of what you have in Walter Payton, and he's just kind of his award. When I think of Buck Buchanan, a defensive player, and what he did over his career, being the first overall draft pick out of Grambling State University back in the 1970 draft, that's pretty cool. That is pretty unique, and he left a great legacy on the game. And his coach, Eddie Robinson, boy, the legacy of that coach is tremendous, and really something that I think is really empowering people to think of, hey, how did Coach Robinson do this for 56 years? Over 400 victories, 408 to be exact. It's just a tremendous thing. So when I think of all these things, and then I think about another guy who's one of our Legacy Award winners who's here with us tonight, Jerry Rice, and the competition that we had against the San Francisco 49ers and competing against Jerry, and really how he brought his game to an extra height, a level that really had never seen in the National Football League. That's what the legacy of these awards is. So we have all 5 of these that we present each season, and it is a great pleasure for me to be a part of that. So as we kind of think about what we've done over the last several years, we've created a great partnership with a very unique company. That's FedEx Ground. FedEx Ground has they have a great interest in student athletes in their business. They think that the student athlete mindset is something that works well with their team, their FedEx team. They're a very strong organization, over 200,000 employees across America, and they do a great job of that. My former college teammate is the CEO of FedEx Ground here in the U.S., John A. Smith, and he's here with us tonight, and we appreciate him for that. And I want to share about what we're doing on a little bit differently this season. We have created something this season that we undertook that would really shine a brighter spotlight every single week throughout the season. We call it FCS on Campus. That's where we would take our Stats Perform weekly award winners, whether it was a player or a team, and I would go out every single week to present that player or team with the FCS National Award, and it was really pretty cool. Well, let's take a look at all 12 stops on my journey this season. Wow. That was a long journey. 13 universities that we made on campus, and I'll tell you this, I traveled 25,000 miles this fall. That was pretty amazing. So about on average, our trips were about 1,000 miles out and 1,000 miles back. So a long, long journey, but hey, it was all for the great FCS brand of football and ready to put that out there. And now we also have a great opportunity for me to introduce our co-host for this evening, and she is new to the show. Her name is Alex Eschelman, and she is from the Big Sky Conference. She is their director of broadcast. And welcome for the show, and I know you've got a very special FedEx guest with you, Alex.
Yes, I do. Thank you, Gary, for having me, and thank you all for letting me join you tonight. I'm here with Carlos Etheridge. Let me tell you a little bit about Carlos. He is a two-time national champion at the University of Miami, former professional football player, and now the Senior Vice President of Human Resources for FedEx Ground. Carlos, what'd you just think of watching the campus visits this season?
It was fantastic. When we very started this whole program last year, we really wanted to understand what we can do and build upon this partnership. And working with Gary, and he literally went coast to coast this year, sponsoring and giving the presents and gifts to the students based off of their accomplishments each week. And I'll tell you, this really matches our core values with our company. As Gary said, we have over 200,000 employees. We deliver 10 million packages per week. And during that time, what we do is we like to have fun. And so while we're having fun, we like to stay on top of what the FCS is doing, the rankings. And then my team goes out with Gary. And so it's been a really good partnership this year.
You're also presenting the Doris Robinson Scholar Athlete Award tonight. Why has that been a point of emphasis for you to be a part of presenting an award that not only embodies what a student athlete is doing on the field, but also off of it?
Well, in short, it kind of goes back to our core values. Mm-hmm. The Doris Robinson Award matches a lot of things that we do. And just as FedEx Ground is committed to delivering outstanding service to our customers, as well as supporting the communities in which we operate, the Doris Robinson Award also recognizes student athletes that do well in the classroom, on the field, and of course, as well as in the community. And I will say I'd like to applaud this year's winner for their work in the classroom, on the field, and then their excellent work in the community.
And we'll talk to him in just a little bit. Thank you so much, Carlos. We will toss it back to you, Gary.
Well, thank you, Carlos. We appreciate your words there, and really the partnership is really just getting started here. It's been a lot of fun. So we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to present our first national award of the evening to a very deserved scholar athlete.
One bag.
The school play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
Well, to begin our award presentation, we start to look at the complete student athlete, which incorporates not only what they do on the field, but obviously what they can do in the classroom and also in the community. So this is an opportunity to create a give back here to one of these student athletes. So when we have this partnership that we have with FedEx Ground, and they sponsor the FedEx Ground Doris Robinson Scholar Athlete Award, they know that it's named after the late school teacher Doris Robinson, and really what she meant with her career as an educator, I think is tremendous. And we have an opportunity, I think, to really learn more about Doris Robinson and what she meant along her and her husband's career. So I'm now pleased to be joined by the granddaughter of Eddie and Doris Robinson, and I'm joined by Miss Cherie Kirkland. Hello, Cherie.
Hi.
Thank you for coming back again. We appreciate you.
Thank you.
Every year when you guys come back, I just get a little bit more down the path of, I love the Robinson family. You grew up in the household with Doris and Eddie. Talk about what that was like when he was at his heyday and Doris was right there by his side.
Yeah, it's interesting to, when you're in something, you don't realize just how special it might be at the time. So, you know, growing up in the house with my grandparents, and having a Paul Tank Younger or a James Shack Harris or Doug Williams call the house to speak to him, it was really no big deal for us. It's just what, you know, we were surrounded by that all the time. And then certainly as I got older and as an adult, and then starting to really see the legacy that my grandfather built, it's, you know, pretty awe-inspiring.
Tell us a little bit about your grandmother and what she meant to Eddie as far as being a coach and supporting him, but really how she also supported a lot of the players in their pursuits.
Yes, so my grandparents were middle school sweethearts, or junior high school at the time that they called it. So they were together for a very long time. So I always say, you know, when my grandfather is honored, you can't talk about Eddie Robinson without talking about Doris Robinson. I feel like, you know, we may have known Eddie Robinson at some point in his life if he were not with her, but we would not have known the Eddie Robinson that we know, the Eddie Robinson that he came to be, without Doris. I mean, she was there. It was her aunt that even called about the job that he eventually got at Grambling. And then she just spent time with him. We even had a podium in our living room for him to practice his speeches, and she would sit there with him and talk about how to articulate his speech, what words to use, and would drill with that. So even that, and helping him pick out his clothing, and just, you know, all of those little things that you see if you've ever had the opportunity to see him in person or a recording of him. All of that in the background was Doris Robinson.
Thank you, Cherie. I appreciate you joining us tonight. Thank you for sharing about your grandmother. And now it's time for us to present our 2023 Doris Robinson Scholar Athlete Award winner. This is the 8th presentation of this award, and it was selected from a panel of 15 finalists, and we're going to present this winner. But first, we're going to have a quick little video to learn more about our award winner.
This season's recipient of the FedEx Ground Doris Robinson Scholar Athlete Award is junior quarterback Tommy Mellott from Montana State University. Under head coach Brent Vigen, Mellott accumulated nearly 1,800 yards of total offense for the Bobcats in 9 games while leading his team into the FCS playoffs. Tommy maintains a 4.0 GPA in financial engineering and is active with community service for the I Love This Life Foundation, the Shriners Children's Hospital, and Big Brothers Big Sisters of America. Congratulations to Tommy Mellott as this season's FedEx Ground Doris Robinson Scholar Athlete Award winner.
Tommy, congratulations.
Thank you,
First, Montana State student athlete to win this award, first one for the Big Sky. And we're going to show a little video. I'm going to take you back a month ago. Hopefully we can get it up here on the screen. But it was when Gary came to the Bobcat Athletic Complex and the honor. What was that moment like for you?
Team meeting into December there, and just right before we were heading home for break, and I had no idea. I knew that the award was going to be presented that night, but I hadn't heard anything. I didn't know exactly how they were going to present it, but walking into the room, seeing the FedEx ground stats, performance banner, and then we had some extra people in there that we don't typically have for meetings. It was I had an idea that was going to go on, but it was quite an honor, to be surrounded by my teammates and for Gary and the entire crew to be there.
What's your advice to aspiring student athletes about the importance of prioritizing not just what you're doing on the football field, but also paying attention in the classroom and in the community as well?
Yeah, I've always been a huge advocate that every aspect of your life matters, and certainly what I've learned in the classroom and the skills that I've learned in the discipline and hard work that's in the classroom, it translates to the field and just that mentality, day in and day out of just being consistent, and it's kind of every aspect of your life. So certainly that was without a doubt, it's something I'd like to pass along.
You're a true example of that, Tommy. Congratulations, and we will toss it back over to Gary.
Thank you, Tommy. Hey, those great words. Hey, it was fun to go up there to visit Montana State and kind of surprise him up there. That was a lot of fun for us to do and a very deserved honor. Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to start talking about the youth of the game where we honor our Freshman Player of the Year.
One bag.
The school play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
It's always great to see emerging talent and young talent come to the football world. And, when we talk about Freshman Players of the Year, that's exactly what we're going to do tonight. We're going to honor that young Freshman Player of the Year. And this is the 13th edition of the Jerry Rice Award as we celebrate these FCS awards. And, these young freshmen always surprise us and really entertain us. And not just going to cut right to it. And I'm joined by one of the greatest players in the history of the game at the collegiate level, at the NFL level. Welcome, Mr. Jerry Rice. Jerry, you had a 20-year career in the National Football League. You have virtually every NFL receiving record, multiple world championships with the San Francisco 49ers, competed against us Giants for a long time.
We didn't like the Giants.
I know you didn't like the Giants.
I hated to play in the Meadowlands.
But your journey didn't start with the 49ers. But Mississippi Valley for you was your starting ground, and you're able to have that long tenured career. Talk about what it was like getting started.
Well, first of all, going to a HBCU, it was really amazing. I went with one of my offensive linemen, then I had a quarterback to go to. And those guys decided to leave. So I had to make a decision if I was going to leave or if I was going to stay at Mississippi Valley State University. And I decided to stay. And we had a quarterback named Willie the Satellite Todd. We had a coach named Archie the Gunslinger Cooley. Then they gave me the nickname Jerry the World Rice because they felt like I could catch anything in the world. But it was an experience of a lifetime, and I can always go back and I can reflect on that. And I'm so happy that I went to Mississippi Valley State University, and it was an experience of a lifetime.
So you are renowned across everyone who knows football about workouts, routines, being able to be prepared the best you can for play. Talk about your mentality.
Well, I think I got that work ethic from my parents. My father was a bricklayer. My mom, she was a housewife, and she would take care of the house, and she was really running the show. And my father would take me to work with him during the summer, and he was a bricklayer and very demanding work, guys. I mean, we would start around 7 o'clock. Temperature could be like 120 something. And my job was to make sure that my father had bricks to lay. And if I didn't do my job, I got disciplined a certain way. And in Mississippi, we got, you got a whipping or something like that. And I didn't want that to happen. So, I think I got that work ethic from my parents, and I'm one of those guys that I believe that you lead by example. You have to be accountable every time you step on that football field. So if my teammates, and if I'm not working hard during the week or anything like that, they're going to do the same thing. So you have to lead by example. And I made sure every time I stepped onto the football field that I gave 100%. Now that's how you build a championship team, because everybody's going to buy into that and they're going to be accountable. And I think that's the reason why I played the game for over 20 years, because the lifespan of a professional football player is about 4 years. And I exceeded that. And, if they wanted me to come out of retirement right now, I could do that because of the way I conditioned my body. So, when I stepped on that field, it was all about leading my teammates, setting the example, being accountable, showing up, in the big games and winning football games.
So I hear you're open for a new contract here, right?
Yeah, I think I got maybe 90 catches in me or something like that.
Talk about what it's been like for you to come back to these events and see this event and how it has blossomed and what it is meant to you to be a part of this. You are one of our Legacy Award winners and one of our namesakes, which we cherish.
It really means the world to me, because I get a chance to come back and I get a chance to see these athletes and engage with them. And, try to pass some of that knowledge on to them. And by, just having a conversation or just taking a picture. So, it feels really good coming back. And, with Eli Gilman, we were just talking over there because I was telling him about, being able to have that vision on the field, being able to run away from people, once you get out front, to be able to go the distance and drop 6 on them, and that was something that I always prided myself on. If I touched that football, if the ball hit my hands, I felt like it should be a catch, or I should score if it touches my hands.
Well, Mr. Jerry, take it to the house, Rice. I think that's enough. I think you exemplify what it is to be an athlete, and really one that is committed to playing and doing it at the highest level.
Thank you guys so much for showing up, supporting the FCS, and it's great being back here again. But it means the world to come here and to have you guys to be part of this.
Well, Jerry, thank you, but are you ready to meet this year's award winner?
Let's do it. I'm excited.
Right. Let's welcome Jerry Rice, and let's take a look at the journey of this year's 2023 Jerry Rice Award winner.
This season's recipient of the Stats Perform Jerry Rice Award is running back Eli Gilman from the University of Montana. Under head coach Bobby Houck, Gilman has enjoyed a standout freshman campaign for the Grizzlies, as he has rushed for 950 yards and 12 touchdowns, along with 14 receptions for 109 yards. Gilman was named the Big Sky Freshman of the Year and also to the Stats Perform Freshman All-American team. Congratulations to Eli Gilman as this season's FCS Jerry Rice Award winner.
Eli, hats off to you. I mean, you just heard the Jerry Rice say that it means the world to him to come to this event and talk to student athletes like you and present this award to you. What is this moment and this honor mean to you?
I mean, it means everything to me, especially from someone, as great as Jerry is, to look up to. And to hear it from Jerry himself, it's great. It's a great feeling.
Not only are you an amazing athlete on the field, but you have an amazing story off of it. You were adopted. Your family is in the audience here tonight. I talked to your mom, and you've credited her for a lot of your success. What does it mean to have them in the audience, and what is your advice to kids who have maybe experienced a similar life path as you?
It means everything to me to have my family here. They've been with me through everything from football since I was 6 years old until football till now, and they'll continue to show up, and I know they will. And advice I give to kids is just lean close to your family and don't let anybody's words affect you from doing what you want to do, and trust the Lord's plan, because I promise it's a good one.
Congratulations, Eli. Excited to see what you do moving forward with the Montana Grizzlies.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Back to you, Gary.
Congratulations, Eli, and best of luck tomorrow in that national championship game. We're all going to be watching, and thanks, Jerry Rice, for joining us once again. We're going to take a little break here. When we come back, we're going to talk about leadership as we present our FCS Coach of the Year. Stay with us.
One bag.
The school play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
Well, there are many words that you can describe a successful football coach, but there seems to be some common themes that you can talk about with these impactful leaders. And when you think about leading some teams of young men for years and probably even decades, you begin to see true leadership. And that's what you have with our namesake, the legendary Grambling coach Eddie Robinson, who coached for over 56 years at Grambling, where he amassed 408 victories. Coach Rob, along the way, touched thousands of lives, players, families, and everyone in the community surrounding that Grambling University. And he left a legacy of leadership that is truly unmatched. And now to share a few thoughts on what it's like to win the Eddie Robinson Award is former Sacramento State coach Troy Taylor, our 2019 Eddie Robinson Award winner.
It was a huge honor, growing up as a kid. Eddie Robinson was coaching. He was a living legend, not just for the success that he had on the field, but you hear from players that played for him and the quality of person he was, how they impacted their life. So having the award named after him is a huge honor, and it's obviously been a special thing for me.
Well, I'm pleased now to be joined once again by the great-grandson of Eddie Robinson, Quentin Burrell. Quentin is a college football coach in his own right, and he's coached at Grambling State University, currently on the staff at Southern University. And hey, you're here back again to talk about the excellence of the Robinson family. We talked to Cherie a little bit about your great-grandmother. Let's talk to you about your great-grandfather, Eddie Robinson. What was it like for you growing up with that name, and why did it propel you to become a football coach?
I honestly think it did propel me to be a football coach because just kind of growing up in the quote-unquote limelight, you kind of got to see the day-to-day operations of, how my great-grandfather operated. And the biggest thing that I took from it was he always talked about love. You got to love him to coach him. And, as I continued to progress and get older, I felt that, coaching was going to be in my ministry as well. So, what better example than your great-grandfather to lean on and ask for advice as I also got started into the coaching business.
So you've moved around to a couple of universities. Talk about the journey of a football coach. It's not easy. And then you compare that to your great-grandfather who stayed at one university so long.
Yes, everybody can attest, especially the coaches in here. It takes a great amount of sacrifice to be a college football coach, both on and off the field, because you're not only, you have your family, but you have, family amongst your players, your coaching staff. So you have so many other people that you have to be accounted for. So it takes a great amount of sacrifice to be a college coach. But also at the same token, it's all about love, in my opinion, because you're going to impact so many lives, both on and off the field. And I think that's why a lot of us coach, now.
Coaches give out takeaways, and you have some takeaways from your great-grandfather. Pretty good stuff, right?
Yes, sir.
Congratulations. Well, thank you for being with us. We appreciate what you do. And this is the 37th season of this award as we present the Eddie Robinson Award, and it was from a panel of 20 finalists. And for more, let's meet this season's Eddie Robinson Award winner.
This season's recipient of the Stats Perform Eddie Robinson Award is Jimmy Rogers of South Dakota State. Rogers, in his first season as head coach of the Jackrabbits, has led the team to a perfect 14-0 record and berth in the FCS National Championship game. A former SDSU linebacker and assistant coach, Rogers and his team have held the #1 national ranking all season long, achieved consecutive outright Missouri Valley Football Conference championships, and earned the #1 playoff seed in the FCS playoffs. Congratulations to Jimmy Rogers as this season's FCS Eddie Robinson Award winner.
Undefeated up to this point in your first season at the helm for South Dakota State. How have you done it?
Yeah, first I want to say congratulations to all the finalists in this award. It's truly a blessing to be a part of this and this type of an event. But I think this is really a team award more than anything else. We have a ton of great players on this football team, and we have a great staff to do it with. And I'm just blessed to step into this role with the experience on the team that we have, and really just embrace the opportunity that we have to continue to build memories together with one another and try to take our talent to the highest level.
What specifically sets your team apart from the rest that's allowed you to just stay on top of the FCS this year?
I think we're extremely competitive, but we want what's best for each other. There's a brotherhood in the locker room that is hard to beat at most places. Our players are truly connected, and in a world where everybody's looking to jump and go to the FBS level or take NLI money, our players are committed to one another and appreciate what we do as a program for them, and I think that shows up on the field.
Coach, congrats again. Best of luck tomorrow.
Yeah, thank you.
Back to you, Gary.
Well, thank you, Coach Rogers. And hey, as Alex said, congratulations to you for your team's success this season, and good luck tomorrow in the national championship game. And I'll tell you what, coming up next, we're going to start talking about the defensive side of the ball as we present an award to our Defensive Player of the Year. Stay with us.
One back.
The school play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
Well, our next award recognizes excellence on the defensive side of the ball, and the FCS Buck Buchanan Award is awarded annually to the most outstanding defensive player of the FCS. The annual award is named in honor of Junius Buck Buchanan, who was an All-American defensive lineman at Grambling University and the first pick in the 1963 American Football League draft. And he went on later to play for the Kansas City Chiefs. He is enshrined both into the College Football Hall of Fame and the National Football League Hall of Fame. And his legendary coach, Eddie Robinson, well, he remarked that he was simply the finest tackle he'd ever seen. Junius Buck Buchanan was exemplary in his play. He was exemplary in how he conducted himself, and he is a tremendous man to be able to have this legacy award named in his honor. And for more on this award, we're going to take a quick look from remarks from our 2014 winner from North Dakota State, linebacker Kyle Emanuel.
Hey everyone, Kyle Emanuel here, winner of the 2014 Buck Buchanan Award. Winning that award was the highest honor I ever achieved individually. When I looked around the country at all the talent in the FCS, I think it just made it that much more important to me. And I think without that, I don't think there's any way I get the recognition that I needed to really go on to the NFL and pursue a professional career as well.
Thank you, Kyle, and we appreciate those remarks. And he's had a great career as well after his playing days at the FCS level. And I know now we're going to be talking to somebody who also was a very tremendous athlete, as we're going to now have with Alex Eschelman. We're pleased to be introducing the only two-time winner of the Buck Buchanan Award and longtime linebacker for the Dallas Cowboys. Please join me in welcoming with Alex Eschelman, Dexter Coakley.
Dexter, thank you so much for being here. Gary kind of alluded to it, but long list of accomplishments for you. Where does being a two-time Buck Buchanan Award recipient stack up for you in that list?
It's up there at the top. I mean, obviously being drafted by the Dallas Cowboys is pretty high, but when you get your career started and being able to represent an award like the Buck Buchanan Award, and not only one time but twice, it's just a reflection of my teammates, the teams we had at Appalachian State, and all the guys that helped me, get in position to win that award.
We're about to present the winner of this year's Buck Buchanan Award. What is your advice to the three of them sitting here, as well as just the rest of the student athletes who are going to be watching this and who are in the audience here tonight on, just continuing to put that work in on and off the football field?
It's a great honor. I mean, and for the recipients here tonight, it's just a testament to the career that they had in college. But it's not over. I'm living proof of that. The Buck Buchanan and being the best defensive player in collegiate football is just a start. These guys have a bright future. Regardless of who wins the award, all three of these young men has a bright future in the NFL. And, I always say when I talk to guys and talk to young guys, they ask me, well, how did you play 10 years in the NFL? Your best ability is availability, and these players know what it's like to be a defensive player and run around the field and make plays, and I'm sure they're going to do that at the next level as well.
Thank you for being here, Dexter. We really appreciate it, and we will toss it back to you, Gary.
Well, thank you, Dexter, and I'm sure your remarks are very well received by all of our finalists. And now it's time to meet our top three finalists for the 2023 Buck Buchanan Award, and here's a glimpse of their tremendous seasons.
Our first top finalist for the Buck Buchanan Award is Terrell Allen, a senior defensive end from Tennessee State. Under head coach Eddie George, Allen was named Big South OVC Defensive Player of the Year and a Stats Perform First Team All-American. Through 11 games, he amassed 65 tackles for the Tigers, 28 tackles for loss, 14.5 sacks, 10 quarterback hurries, 5 forced fumbles, 1 fumble recovery, and 1 pass breakup. Congratulations to Terrell Allen for a tremendous senior season. Our next top finalist for the Buck Buchanan Award is senior linebacker Dylan Kelly from UAlbany. Under head coach Greg Cattuso, Kelly was named the CAA Defensive Player of the Year and a Stats Perform First Team All-American. Through 15 games, Kelly accumulated 159 tackles for the Great Danes, 8.5 tackles for loss, 3 sacks, 3 quarterback hurries, 2 interceptions, and 2 fumble recoveries. Congratulations to Dylan Kelly for an outstanding senior season. Rounding out our top finalists for the Buck Buchanan Award is senior linebacker Billy Schaefer from Lafayette. Schaefer was selected to the All-Patriot League First Team Defense and as a Stats Perform First Team All-American. Through 12 games, Schaefer amassed 83 tackles for the Leopards, 21.5 tackles for loss, 10 sacks, 8 quarterback hurries, 5 pass breakups, and 5 forced fumbles. Congratulations to Billy Schaefer on a superb senior season.
This is the 29th season of this award, and the winner was selected from a voting panel, and all finalists are commended for their great seasons and what they've done all season long. And I just think that this is something that you guys are going to have a lot of fun with when you think about this over the years, and it's going to be a cool thing. So, well, here we go, gentlemen. One of you is going to become the 2023 Buck Buchanan Award winner. There it is, the Buck Buchanan Award winner. The 2023 Stats Perform FCS Buck Buchanan Award winner is Terrell Allen, defensive end. Congratulations, Terrell. Deserved honor. Dylan, Billy, congratulations to you guys as well. It's been a tough thing to come up here. Dylan, you came in second, and Billy, you finished out in third place in voting. This is a large voting panel, and a lot of votes went into this thing, and congratulations to you guys as well. And Terrell, you are our 2023 Buck Buchanan Award winner, and Alex has some questions for you.
Terrell, congratulations.
Thank you.
I mean, what was it just like right now seeing your family, friends jump up out of their seats as you're honored with this award?
It's a great feeling. I'm just happy. I really don't know how to explain it. I'm just excited on the inside. There's a lot going on the inside.
I can imagine. I mean, this is not just the first award that you've won this year. You're the Big South OVC Defensive Player of the Year. You're an All-American. What do you give credit to when you look back at this year that's helped you get to this point?
I really just want to thank God for putting me in this situation. Without him, I wouldn't be here. Without my family, my support system, the university. Just thanking my mama. I'm just happy.
We're happy for you, Terrell. Last quick question. When you look back at your time at Tennessee State, what are you going to remember most?
The brotherhood, the coaches that come in. When I came into TSU, they accepted me for me. They didn't ask me to change, and that's what I love about them, and I always appreciate that.
Very well deserved, Terrell. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Back to you, Gary.
Well, thank you, Terrell, for being with us and sharing. You had a tremendous season. This is a very deserved honor for you. Congratulations, and also congratulations to our other top finalists. Well, now it's time to turn our attention over to the offensive side of the ball. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, we're going to award our top offensive player of the year.
One, back.
The school play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
Well, our final award recognizes excellence on the offensive side of the football as we present the FCS Walter Payton Award to the most outstanding FCS offensive player. Past recipients of this award, which is basically called the Heisman of the FCS, include Steve McNair, Tony Romo, Brian Westbrook, Jimmy Garoppolo, Cooper Kupp, and Trey Lance. So the legacy of this award is tremendous. You know, myself with Walter, I have quite a great memory of things that have occurred, but one of the unique things that I've had in common with Walter is I've had the pleasure, or not such pleasure, to speak after him twice. The first time was in 1987. We were amidst an NFL player strike in the National Football League. We had just lost the first 4 games of the NFL season to the strike. I was the player rep for the New York Giants. All of us ascended on Chicago as player reps as we were to discuss how we were going to get back to play and where we were going. I remember being in that meeting room where we were kind of a little discussing it all for about an hour or so, and some of the Bears players had come into the meeting room with us. Among them was Walter. You know, we were having a pretty good discussion, but all of a sudden Walter raised his hand. And I remember Gene Upshaw reaching out and saying, "Walter, what do you have to say?" And you could hear a pin drop. Walter was the face of the National Football League. The Bears had just won Super Bowl 20. They were on a rise. They were great. And Walter was really everyone who knows anything about the NFL at that time knew that he was the best player in the National Football League. And when Walter was talking, he affirmed for us as board of director player reps that he was behind us. We were solidified. He spoke calmly, meekly, didn't raise his voice, and you could hear a pin drop. So immediately after that, I stood up and I talked about a way to get the players back to playing. And so I put a proposal together to our board of directors that was approved, and we got back to playing after the 1987 strike. That was time number 1. Time number 2 was in 1996. It was the summer where we were all being inducted to the very first college football players who were from small colleges to be inducted in the College Football Hall of Fame. And I tell you guys, the alphabet wasn't my friend that day, because it started out with Terry Bradshaw, who had a fun way to do things. Buck Buchanan was among the inductees, posthumously presented by our namesake Eddie Robinson, and so on and so forth. It got to Walter Payton. The audience was over 1,000 people. And Walter was making his remarks throughout the night, and it was all well received. They were there to see Walter Payton. Guess who's after Walter? Reasons. Reasons comes after Payton. Well, when I walk up to the podium, I see this mass exodus of all the people. They are all leaving, and I'm thinking, man, this is a tough crowd. But it really wasn't that. It was just that they wanted to get in line for that autograph party that was about to follow the award ceremony, which was pretty neat. So Walter to them was their child. Just 90 miles south of Chicago was the town of South Bend, Indiana, that housed the original College Football Hall of Fame. And that was a unique opportunity for me to speak not once, but twice following Walter Payton. And that second one, I tell you, was a lot tougher than that first one. But that's kind of what Walter was. Walter was very much loved in his community and so forth, and still loved today. And now we are very pleased to be joined by a very good friend of the FCS and the son of our legend and our namesake. And he was a very good running back in his own right with his college and professional days. And when he goes around the city of Chicago with the name of his dad called Sweetness, you know that they're talking about Walter Payton in Chicago. And Jarrett Payton, he is a broadcaster in the city of Chicago, and he follows and does work for the Bears. And I asked Jarrett to share some thoughts on his father and winning the Walter Payton Award.
Thank you. And thank you, Gary. Truly appreciate it. Hello, everyone. The FCS Walter Payton Award represents everything good in college football. It also represents the greatness when it comes to these young men that strive to be the best they can be when they step onto the football field. For my family, it means the world to us. Every single year, we get to add a new member into the FCS Walter Payton Award family. I think about my dad's career. Everybody thinks that it started here in Chicago, where he won a Super Bowl in '85 and where he broke Jim Brown's record. But they forget, it truly started at Jackson State University, where my dad learned how to work, and he learned how to grind, and he learned that if he worked as hard as he could get to where he wanted to be. He could fulfill his dreams. And my dad used all of that to be able to set a tone where young men like yourselves that are there tonight have a chance to be able to follow. When I think about past winners, Jimmy Garoppolo, Cooper Kupp, they use this award as well to be able to, as a stepping stone to something bigger and to their greatness. And for us as a family, man, we are so excited to add a new member this year. Congratulations to this season's finalists, but especially the top 3 finalists. And finally, I would like to congratulate this season's Walter Payton Award winner and welcome to our family. And I wish you continued success ahead. Thank you.
Those are such great words, and this is a great honor to be a part of. And these namesakes, I tell you, it's just tremendous when you're aligned with the Payton name. Well, we need to give you a quick glimpse here of our award top 3 finalists, and here's more on their season so far this year.
Our first top finalist for the Walter Payton Award is quarterback Max Brosmer from New Hampshire. The junior signal caller was named All-CAA First Team and Stats Perform First Team All-American. Through 11 games for the Wildcats, Brosmer passed for 3,464 yards with 64% completion percentage. He passed for 29 touchdowns with only 5 interceptions while averaging 326 yards of total offense per game. Congratulations to Max Brosmer for a terrific junior season. Our next top finalist for the Walter Payton Award is junior quarterback Mark Gronowski from South Dakota State. Gronowski was named MVFC Co-Offensive Player of the Year and Stats Perform First Team All-American. Through 14 games, he has passed for 2,883 yards and 28 touchdowns with only 4 interceptions. Mark has also rushed for 247 yards and 7 touchdowns while leading the Jackrabbits to a berth in the FCS National Championship game. Congratulations to Mark Gronowski for an outstanding junior season. Finishing out our top finalists for the Walter Payton Award is junior running back Jaden Sheridan from Monmouth. Under head coach Kevin Callahan, Sheridan was named CAA Offensive Player of the Year and Stats Perform First Team All-American. In 11 games for the Hawks, Sheridan rushed for 1,478 yards and 10 touchdowns. He averaged 6.7 yards per carry and also had 20 receptions for 120 yards and 1 touchdown. Sheridan, no stranger to these awards, finished in 3rd place for the 2022 Walter Payton Award. Congratulations to Jaden Sheridan for a fantastic junior season.
Gentlemen, each of you has had a tremendous season, and one of you will be our 2023 Walter Payton Award winner. And after I announce the winner, would you please join us here on stage? Well, here we go, and congratulations for each of you to getting this far, and you're all very deserved finalists. This is the 37th presentation of the FCS Walter Payton Award, and this season's winner was selected from a nationwide voting panel among 30 finalists. And the 2023 Stats Perform FCS Walter Payton Award winner is Mark Gronowski, quarterback.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Mark, congratulations on being this year's Walter Payton Award recipient. How would you put this moment into words right now?
I just want to thank God first off, and this award is awesome. I feel a great honor in winning this award, but it doesn't go along without saying thank you to my teammates. And this isn't just my award, this is their award as well, because I couldn't do it without the playmakers we have and the offensive line in front of me.
Speaking of those teammates, you heard your head coach, Coach Rogers, say that he really thinks that the difference from your team from the rest is this brotherhood. What would you say it is?
I would say the exact same thing. It's this culture around the team, and even from the seniors to the youngest guys, that we're all trying to hang out with each other, trying to enjoy each other's company. Really just invest in each other's time and each other. And I think that's probably the biggest thing of how good we've been these past couple years.
How will we see that on display tomorrow in the national championship?
You'll just see a collective unit of offense, defense, and special teams all coming together as one, playing a great football game, playing jackrabbit football, really cheering each other on and not splitting apart, but we're playing together as one unit.
Excited to see it happen. Best of luck.
Thanks so much.
Back to you, Gary.
Mark Gronowski, our Walter Payton Award winner. Hold up that trophy. Show it to him, guys. Congratulations, Mark. You're a deserved winner, and congratulations to our other top finalists on having such great seasons. Well, we're going to take a short break, and when we come back, we're going to wrap this thing up and complete our FCS 2023 award show.
One bag.
The school play was really coming together. Until disaster struck. Tensions were high. Luckily, replacement costumes were shipped with FedEx, which means Mr. Harvey could picture the perfect night. FedEx can help you be ready for what's next.
Welcome back to the FCS National Awards Show. This has been the 2023 season. Alex, it's been fun. How did you enjoy it tonight?
I loved it. Yes, I loved experiencing it with everybody here tonight. And some of you know this in the room, but I work for the Big Sky Conference. Outside of this, our commissioner commonly says to our student athletes, you can get there from here. And you don't have to be at this big name school. You don't have to be a part of a blue blood university to get where you want to get, and that's been very evident here tonight.
Well, the heart, the soul, everything about FCS football is really good. Our partnership with FedEx Ground showed that this year as we went out on campus and really solidified the FCS community with what we were trying to do, and it's really come together in a big way. I'd like to thank everybody for joining us here tonight, especially thank all of our finalists and our top finalists who came here, and especially all of tonight's award winners. Good night, everybody.